Welcome to Build&Waffle. Today we're working on this futuristic end city, and the idea was inspired by Etzmine down in the comments below. If you want to be able to have a say in a video in the future, leave a comment down below, but let's hop into it. Whenever I think of a futuristic build, I tend to think of those end blocks that no one really uses, so I really want to make purpur a feature block in this, and I thought that marble would go with it pretty well, and I think it does. So we start off by making a lot of these circular domes. I think of them almost like platforms that are being suspended by these little propulsion systems underneath. So it's just a lot of purpur lined with quartz, and it has a little bit of depth to it. And we begin to add in some sea lanterns and stuff like that for that glowing light that we want, because this is way up in the air and it's kind of suspended magically by these suspensions and, well, the jet propulsion system that's coming from it, as we like to try to picture here. So doing that made it a lot more unique and interesting, I feel, and by adding in the glass and breaking out some bits of it, it can kind of seem like it's these little rings of energy coming down from it that's keeping this whole thing suspended. So with that, the sea lanterns, it kind of all comes together pretty well and adds a little bit of depth to the underside, which is where you're going to see this most of the time. And then up above, we're adding in some more lighting with the sea lanterns, kind of almost there's a power grid running through the whole area, and then a little bit of grass in the middle, because you still want to feel like you're in nature, right? Question mark? And I thought it looked and worked really, really well. So we have that main platform, and we have this small one off to the side as well. We're putting in a bunch of these little circles and stuff like that. And it's the same design. Purpur, the quartz blocks and the marble, whatever. Right in the staircase right here. And by the way, I never make my staircases like this. I feel like I came up with something that I've never done before, and I just love it. I'm sure others have done it, but I just really like the way that looks with the slabs and the stairs interacting that way. I think it works really, really well. So we're filling in the top layer, another little power system with the blue glass and the sea lanterns, and another smaller propulsion system here. I didn't add as many circles and lines to this just because it's smaller. It doesn't need as much power theoretically to stay afloat. This is where you get to see, as is in every single video, somebody messing with commands that he doesn't know how to do. So we're trying to clone this larger platform over and over again, because otherwise this would have taken me probably a couple of weeks for me to get this whole project done. And I really have no idea how commands work. And I just put it in the wrong spot and then do it again. Then I put it in the right spot, but guess what? It intersects with the other one. So it's in the wrong spot because it is jacked up. So I have to delete it all with the fill with air command. I did not do good, but I learned how to be able to do it after this and was able to put it in the right spot perfectly. And it was actually really satisfying getting it there. And we add in this bridge. Not all the bridges are the exact same because the distances change a little bit between some of them. And I really love that this kind of design is able to work with them all really well. Put another little floating island, got it wrong. But these little discs make up what this village is. I mean, the normal village on the ground has these little, like, they're all T-junctions, they're all straight lines and right angles going every other which way in Minecraft. And if we were making a village inspired by Minecraft, I think it would have the same thing. It wouldn't have diagonals out of nowhere. It wouldn't have all that weird stuff. And since we're not working with terrain, villages try to be flat, so I decided I would try to be here. And also, if we ever had this technology in the real world, let's admit it, we'd never see a hill again in our lives. Hills take work to climb up. We ain't about that. We'd find the easiest route about it. So there's another one of the bridges. I really like it. As I mentioned, not wanting to go up a hill, I have bridges that are arc. I might know what I'm talking about. I'm not sure. But yeah, so we're adding more and more of these little islands, and it's just a simple process of kind of repetition and just continuing your nose at the grindstone. I love this though. A lot of people kind of forget that what makes an epic build in Minecraft is the consistency. The epic details, the grandiose of it all. Doesn't matter if the roof is 9 different colors, or 9 different styles. It kind of all comes down to consistency and having these all tiles out and all these little not domes, but circle plates of just floating magical propulsion science crap is what makes it so this build feels succinct. It is one build, and it's one good build, and I'm really, really proud of it, and I think it's really, really cool. So we're adding another one of these smaller ones, and I really do enjoy it. I did want to say, though, we are doing a lot this next few days. You might recognize this is a Monday, not a Saturday, when I normally post videos. I am posting videos, at least by what my goal is, this Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. As in today, tomorrow, and the next day. I haven't done 3 videos in a row since about 2017. But yeah, now we're just going over here and we're adding another little platform again. And I believe this is the last one. We made the bridge a little bit longer on this one. I think it looks really, really nice. I decided also I wanted the purpur to be a little bit more of a feature. So I broke out the middle of each of these little bridges. They were all 3 wide with an extra one on each side for the guardrail. So I just add in this extra little bit on each one. And I think it looks insanely good. When it connects directly to the power grid system of the blue lights and the sea lanterns, it is a little bit of a strange connection, but I think it works so well that it's just right. And I love it. So this is what we're working with. I decided to also keep it kind of limited. I don't want to go a massive scale because I wouldn't be able to get this video out in time. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 platforms we got to fill up with stuff. Yeah, it's not just floating circles. We got to put stuff in. But I wanted to say, if you got, like, straight up, look at how long the video is. Look at how far we're into the video. We're about halfway. Put effort into your landscape. Put effort into what your canvas will be. I've talked about this so many times on the channel. Your canvas is so important in Minecraft. How you make your canvas dictates how your build's going to be. If you just work with what Minecraft gives you, it's an amazing challenge. You're able to learn so much through it. But there's so much more to the game than just giving what Minecraft gives you. Mess with it. Do other things. So that's what we're doing. I'm making these village houses in a somewhat inspired by vanilla style for the houses. I wanted it to look like it would fit in with a normal village. And it hurt my soul a little bit not having as much depth as I would want to. I couldn't give up my roofs. I wanted my roofs. But yeah, we also have this fountain. I really like this fountain. I think it looks pretty nice and it's super duper simple and has that light coming in from underneath. And now we're putting in a custom tree. I think it'd be one of those things where it's like, we live up here in the sky. We're noble, regal, futuristic people. For all I know, they sound like hillbillies. I really don't know. But they would still want some access to nature, and I decided I would test my limits and try putting in a tree. Trees are not my strong suit. You might be able to tell. But I really did give it my all, and I hope that it's somewhat decent. But yeah. So we got one house in, a fountain, a tree. We're going into another house. This is perfectly square, which hurts my soul to do. It breaks every rule I have about how to build in Minecraft. But so many of the houses in like villages are basically just like this. Like that's it. That's what these houses are. I put in more detail into this than most Minecraft village houses. And I'm trying to downplay it, but I just couldn't. So yeah, there's that. And this next one is where I said I need to flex my building skills like a tiny bit, like add some depth, make the roof really unique, and just do something, because I'm losing my mind building these very basic little houses. So that's what this is. This is just me essentially venting about having to build in the Minecraft village style, as it is not natural for me, I guess is the right word for it. I want to build a little more complex, and this is right in my wheelhouse, this kind of style of roof. You might notice, wait, there's no purpur on this. Somebody messed up. Somebody will be back to that in a little bit. But there's that one. This is our last house, another square one, but I thought this would be kind of like the future of the cleric. The cleric, the one that does all the redstone trades, lapis. Like, we love the cleric here. Great guy. Amazing person. Can't stand him. Told you I'd fix the purpur. But that's like the cleric house. But I was trying to think, what would the cleric be? Because I doubt it would be the same old thing as it was in the old, like, villages of like the medieval style that they're in the game now. And what I decided on was it might be kind of like mad scientist, almost wizard-like. So I decided on this like 4 arches that meet in the middle. I always think these houses almost have like a wizardry feel to them. And I thought that just really worked well with a futuristic thing. So that's what I went with. And I genuinely like it. I think it looks really, really good. By the way, the deep slate with this is just because it looks really good with spruce and it works so well with purpur. I had no idea it worked that well with purpur. Like, I'm going to use this just genuinely in the future, I think. I think it looks amazing. But yeah, so we decided I wanted a little bit of crops. I thought that would look really, really nice. All those deep slate, you see there are stairs that are waterlogged, and I try to hide all the water even though the glass is right next to it. I thought I did a good job. Now we're putting in some other features. They'd have animals, so this is a pig pen. And I really, really like it. It's a small little thing. And once I did the same thing I do with the bridges for this, for the roof. And I'm losing my mind a little bit. I had no idea you could, like, legitimately, I've never thought about doing this in Minecraft before. And I think it looks so good. So time for piggies, and we're good. Piggy. All right, over here, we're putting in just a couple paths to be able to break up where a few of the different paths go in that little section, the different avenues you can go. Here we're putting in a chicken coop, and I really, really like it. So we put in some stairs, half slabs, we fence it all up, bring up the fence posts and all that, and we're putting in something similar to the wizard house, but it's not as steep. And for some reason, it's like, oh, steep peaks on all sides? That's a wizard house. Shorter peaks? Ah, chicken coop. Understood. Like, I don't know why my brain works like that, but it does. And we got some chickens in there. It makes me happy because we got this super futuristic society, but we're never going to outlive our need for food like that. Or maybe we will. I don't know the future. And then I wanted to have this like little garden. I could try to look at what the blocks are. They're blue, purple, and pink. So I went with those kind of flowers. I think it looks really, really good. So yeah, now we're going underneath and adding in all the propulsion to all the different things because, well, it needs it. We just didn't do that for all of them. We did it for the first one and we didn't do it after. So I thought I would talk about how I did this. For this one, I brought all of them down by 7 blocks. Broke out the first layer, broke out the third layer, broke out the 5th layer, and then the 6th and 7th, I broke some of the 6th, most of the 7th, basically. So it was 2 solid rings on the 2nd and 4th layer, and then the 6th and 7th layer were a little more random and less, so it looked like these solid, almost like, imagine like people that blow those like bubble rings underwater kind of deal. But as they go, they break up and disperse a little bit, and that's kind of what's going on here. I also don't imagine this. I wanted it to be white glass instead of gray because I don't imagine this like smoke, just like a form of pure energy going downwards. And as I was doing this and putting all these in, I was kind of looking around. I realized I wanted something a little bit more. So I'm adding in a blue ring on that 2nd ring of propulsion where you can see there's like, it's a larger ring. Just down low between the 2 solid rings, just out to the sides, is one of blue. And I think it looks super good. I think it genuinely adds something to this that wasn't there before. And I really like it. I think it looks super good. It's just floating in the sky. It's this village up in the air. I didn't incorporate all the villagers into the build because I assumed that they would fall to their death before we got anywhere. But I genuinely love how this build turned out. I had so much fun doing it. It was a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. It's something that I really enjoy doing. As a reminder, all these Build and Waffle videos, if you guys have a recommendation, you have a suggestion, drop them down in the comments below. If you have someone that you think would love to be able to be a part of one of these, let me know. If you'd love to be a part of one of these and you're a YouTuber, let me know. I'd love to collab. I'd love to be able to get some stuff done. I'd love to be able to get each other's names out there and be able to just do this whole thing well. But thank you guys so much. It was an absolute blast. Be back here tomorrow and the next day as we're putting out more and more videos. Thank you guys so very much. I'll see you guys sometime soon in the next one.